Alright, you guys, so welcome back to Riahs tie-dye, and we're going to do another star flower tapestry, but the first one we did was a 16 point, so it was my first time doing it, and I should have went with an 8 point just to try it out, but I think my 16 point star flower turned out really good. So we're going to do an 8 point star flower today, so it's kind of the normal star flower you would normally go with. So the way we're going to start is we are just going to fold our tapestry. This is 5x5, 100% cotton, and it has these convenient little corner hanging loops. So we're going to fold this in half. And I always have a problem knocking stuff over, so if I do, my bad. And fold it in half again, and then we can work on lining everything up. It's a lot easier for me this way. So as you all probably know by now, am lining this all up so we have a good fold, and we're getting the wrinkles out. You can turn it if you need to. If you are new to my channel, by the way, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because you're going to want to stick around for all the cool stuff we have going on. We have a lot of cool plans for Halloween. And, you know, fall stuff's coming up, so we're going to be doing fall stuff, which I'm really excited about. I really love fall in general, so it's going to be awesome. Something's going on. So, as you can see, I'm having the issues. But I think it's just one layer. Alright, so I know I've explained this a couple times in my videos, but like I said, if you're new here, I'm going to show you real quick how to find the center of your tapestry. So, if you look, you have this side. This is just two of them meeting, and it has the edges here. And I know I'm up in the top of the camera here, but right here is just edges of the tapestry. Then, if you look at this, you can see that there's 4 pieces of tapestry there, and this with the hanging loops, so you know that's not the middle. So if we turn this, if you go opposite of your hanging loops normally, you can see that you cannot put your fingers in here, and there's only 2 layers. Well, not layers, but there's only 2 folds here that you can see. So this is the center of your tapestry. And I don't know why I didn't think about that until now, but opposite of the hanging loops is actually a really good way to determine if that's your middle. So now you're going to hold the middle of your tapestry, and then you have these 2 here with the edges on them, and you only have 2 sides to do this to, but you're going to pull this side up all the way to meet the side of the tapestry to make a triangle. Make sure you're getting your wrinkles out as you go. And then you're going to go one more time, just once. One more time. So pick up that fabric and put it up there. Match it up. Make it a triangle. And then make sure you grab all of the fabric, all of it, and flip it over. If you don't grab all of it, that whole folding thing that you just did would be gone. So now we're on this side. So now we're going to grab this side and hold our middle, which is way over here. And then fold it up, just like you did on the other side. and then grab the rest and fold it up again. And that is how to fold for a mandala. So, just fixing my center here. And we are going to want rubber bands. So, I have some new rubber bands, and I'm going to use the green ones because they're my favorite and they're big and stretchy. I mean, these ones are brand new, so they're not as stretchy, but I like it. So I'm just going to grab a ton because I like to make sure my stuff is secure. So for this project, you definitely don't need Sinew if you don't want it, and you definitely don't need Kite String. You can use it, but if you happen to not have it, but you have rubber bands laying around, this is a good project for you to do. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to take the very tip of our mandala fold and we're going to start swirling it. So it would be just like if you were going to swirl a t-shirt, except this is a lot thicker and a lot more fabric. So we are going to start So I have the corner loops towards me and the rest is facing out. And here's the tip of our mandala. We're going to grab the tip and we're going to try our very best not to let the tip of the mandala fold get lost in this, but we're going to start swirling it in, and your rest of your fabric is going to start to kind of pleat fold itself. You don't want to get too big or too thick on you. You kind of want it to try to lay as flat as possible. And like I said, try not to lose the center of your mandala there. So just kind of try to keep it all flat while holding that center in there. And it's, like I said, it's going to start pleat folding kind of on its own. And I keep losing my center, so. Yep, there we go. Lost it. So just try not to let go, because that's what I keep doing. So our pleats are kind of doing it to themselves here, and that's not a bad thing. But when they start to get this big, you kind of want to flatten them out a little bit if at all possible. I know this fabric is super thick, but it will be awesome. So just keep swirling it together and try to flatten it out some. And now when you get to this stage, you kind of have to do the rest for itself. It's not really going to swirl itself or towards the center there, so. Okay. So now it wants to jump back at me, so we're going to have to try to rubber band this one-handed, if at all possible. Maybe not. Okay. I'm gonna try. There we go, look at that. I did it. So now, try to do it before it unfolds itself. There we go. And I'm going to use like probably a ton of rubber bands because I really want this to stay put. So actually, if you do have kite string, that would be perfect for this because it would stay, but you do have to use both hands, so maybe not. So I was trying to say earlier, if you don't have Sinew or you don't have Kite String and you do want to purchase some so that you have it and it makes your life a million times easier, I have links in the description box below for pretty much everything that I use. So if you end up checking that out, it is super convenient and already done for you right down there. Just check everything out. Normally everything that I use in my videos, from t-shirts to masks to dye, Sinew, Kite String, all that stuff is down there. All right, so this guy is ready. However, normally I dye everything when it is still damp, and I'm going to try not to. I want to see for the next couple of videos how they look when you dye them kind of dried out. So I'm actually going to leave this for the day. I'm going to let it dry up a little bit, and then I'll dye it the way it is, because it will still be a little bit damp down in there, but on the outside it'll be dry. This way I'm thinking it's not going to spread as far when I use certain colors on it, and I think the design will be a little more dominant instead of losing itself in the dye placement and all that stuff. So that's what I'm doing with that for the last couple videos. So I'm going to let it dry, and you don't have to. You can go ahead and dye it right now if you're ready, or however you want to do it. Ice dye, I'm not sure if it matters. That's why we're kind of doing these couple of videos with them drying out. So I will be right back to dye this with you guys. Alright, you guys, so here's our star flower. It's totally dry, and I'm thinking rainbow color, so I have my border on, and I'm going to use pink from Grateful Dyes, deep orange from Dharma, lemon yellow from Grateful, lime pop green from Dharma, baby blue, and lavender, both from Grateful Dyes. And I'm going to just go around like I normally would for a swirl. So we're going to do pie pieces. And I don't want to do it too just careless, so I'm going to try really hard to separate them as much as I can. So we're going to put the dye on, then I'm going to put this in my Rubbermaid tote, elevated on my kitchen rack that I have in there. We're going to put the ice on, let it sit for 24 hours, and then once you're done letting it sit, I know it's very hard because I'm impatient, so if you're anything like me, it's going to be hard to wait. So then once we rinse this, we're going to rinse it in cold water until the water runs clear. And if you have to and you feel like there's a lot of dye but it's not all coming out, you can turn up the heat a little bit, keep squeezing it and messing with it, get all the dye out. Then we can open it. So we're going to start dyeing right now. Alright guys, so we have our Ice Dye Rainbow Starflower Tapestry reveal, and the colors look super duper pretty. So pink, orange, yellow, lime pop, baby blue, lavender. I wanted brighter / lighter colors in this one. And the last video that we did that was a Starflower was an 16 point Starflower. This one is only an 8. And it's going to look super duper pretty. Satisfying, just saying. Alright, so let's open this bad boy up. Already looks awesome. Ooh, that's very pretty. The colors turned out so good in this one and they mixed really well. That's a good one. So that is how to tie-dye an ice dye rainbow starflower tapestry right here on Riahs Tie Dye. If you like this video, make sure you hit like. If you haven't subscribed yet, you should probably do that because we're going to be doing a lot more cool stuff like this. You know me, you just got to keep doing it. Thank you so much for watching and happy tie-dyeing.